the when you make drones as to when you make army.
That's that's
Because I was like making a lot of drones and all's well, all's great, and then suddenly my opponent rolls into my base with like 80 Zerglings and 5 Banelings. I'm like, oh well, okay, well,
that's
all
always
right.
my big issue with ZVZ is I never know when to build drones versus when to build armies. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually in the map here and spawning in the southeast position from Lucky 13, who is currently up 1-0 in this best of 9 series. We have Joe, AKC.
And in the top left, we have from Stratk Gaming, SkyHive, with a very, very, very early guess.
10, but he only has 2 workers in the gas. Is that normal? Doesn't a 10 gas normally
definitely not normal.
I mean, I know quick speed, but I thought quick speed put 3 in gas.
He's definitely gonna have enough for speed by the time this finishes.
Yeah,
he's gonna have more. Maybe like a quick roachworm. We'll see. I've never seen this before.
Possibly, but even with the 7 roach rush, you're putting a 14 pool, then your gas, and putting 3 on gas, and you'll have enough for the 8 roaches. So.
Oh yeah, he just took the other one off gas also, so it looks like it is. Oh, he put it back on. But so Joe AKC sees the gas, sees 2 workers on it. I don't know if he clicked on the gas geyser itself and saw it was already 100 gas mined.
Well, seeing it this early, you have to know an early speed is coming, either that or Baneling, so.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he's aware. But it's always nice to have that extra info. He also just left the base immediately. He knows, I guess but whoa! He's gonna put a hatch down anyway. Very interesting.
Well, he does have, Joe AKC does have his pool almost done 5 seconds away, so he's going to be able to start pumping out his own Zerglings for defense here. And this early in the game, speed can really be a problem, but you're going to be able to chase those other speedlings away. They're not going to be able to stop and attack. This is gold level. I don't want to say anything.
No, I'm sure. What I think is going to end up happening here is he's gonna regret putting that hatch down first. I think that in this situation, the hatch is probably the lowest priority building to be put down. It is definitely going to buy him time if his opponent ends up wasting time attacking it. But at the same time, he's just getting gas now. Like, he doesn't even have speed started. His queen's about to finish. He needs finally he's going to put a spine crawler down. But I mean, his defensive priority should have come first. His queen should have been down. I think at least 1 spine crawler before he put down that hatchery. And he sees these links coming across the map now with his overlord, so he knows what's up.
Throwing down his Baneling nest, he has his queen out. The queen has injected, so I don't see this doing anything more than maybe knocking down that hot. Ooh, and a very late cancel on the second hatchery, so Joe AKC is going to hold this. I don't see him really taking too much damage from this. He's going to have a bunch of Zerglings, he's going to have a queen and a spine crawler, and what's SkyHive going to be able to do here?
Yeah, no, there's nothing with these, or maybe canceling that as far as it's going to go. But
he gets actually the kill. And a couple of drones just kind of hang out in the
chilling.
middle of the map.
But more Zerglings now on the way. So this is full out. He only has 10 workers, so this is going to be a full out all in. I think if Joe AKC has good banding control here, he should be fine. But he's not even making them
doesn't
yet.
have enough gas for a Baneling right now, and he did just finally put another person on gas, so he can make 1 Baneling at this point, and that 1 Baneling, and actually no, looks like SkyHive's gonna decide against the all-in. He's pulling all of his Zerglings back. Even he's making an additional 6, but now a drone behind that. So who's gonna expand first? And it looks like SkyHive is actually SkyHive. I thought that drone was gonna be going out to do an expand, but it's just throwing down a spine crawler.
So I think both players are kind of in very awkward positions. I don't know if SkyHive misread what's happening and he thought he needs to be defensive now. But I mean, he's in a very all-in situation. He really should continue this all-in because I mean he's going to be at a worker disadvantage for the rest of the game now.
Yeah, but at this point, he doesn't have his own Baneling nest yet.
He's putting down 6 workers.
So he wants
gas again.
Yeah, SkyHive wants to.
Yes, he wants to go back into macro.
Yeah, he's going to need to. Both of these players are going to need to expand very quickly. And actually, SkyHive's still threatening with about 24 plus lings, 25 lings there, and they're just hanging out outside the base of Joe AKC. And No, now they're turning around and heading home. I thought they would have just hang out outside the natural to try to delay that natural and take your own. Try to start climbing back into this macro game.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. Just chill out there. But meanwhile, Joakc's going to move out to the other side of the map, and SkyHive doesn't really have any overlords out on the map, so he's not going to know about this until the sling spots them.
This is very dangerous, especially for SkyHive. JoakC could just morph a couple banelings right outside SkyHive's base, and those Zerglings won't be able to do anything, and he's got plenty of Zerglings of his own. Just does a yellow player to take down that Spinecrawler and then just ravage the main.
Yeah.
And now with SkyHive just throwing down his Natro, JoakC might get a cancel here. There are 3 banelings leading this charge. And those 3 banelings are just... Oh, the banelings attack moved on the... Oh.
Well, he's definitely going to get that hatch, but...
And he actually gets the full kill on the hatch, not even a cancel. Trying to swing his Zerglings around so the baneling can get a hit. Is the baneling going to get through? Trying to, but not yet. That one lone baneling wants to get a hit on those Zerglings, and is he going to focus fire on the baneling with the... What's that baneling doing? What is that baneling doing?
It's just ring around the rosy. Ends up exploding on the extractor.
Yeah, that baneling could have done so much more, but JoakC has been successful with this attack. He got the cancel on the hatchery, and during that attack, his own hatchery was put down a while ago. It's almost finished, and he has his Roach Warren going down.
SkyHive is in a very weird place. He doesn't have his natural. He didn't even get the cancel off, as you were saying. JoakC, meanwhile, has his hatch now fully down, and no, he's not droning behind it right now. So it looks like he's going to continue the aggression of the roaches. But SkyHive sitting on a ton of gas with no way to use it. No queen. It's not, so he has no larva right now. He has to make these Zerglings work. He's got to do something with them before, which he can, because look at the small Zergling count right now of JoakC. He could get this hatch. He could get way more.
Baneling only getting 3 of those Zerglings, so these Zerglings are going to get basically a free queen, 1 drone, and most likely get this hatch as well. Oh, maybe a second drone here. Oh, the roaches coming to the defense. Is there enough? The drones stop the roaches stop at the bottom of the ramp and cannot get to the hatchery in time. These Zerglings are just going to run home to mama.
JoakC somehow lost a lot of Zerglings, and
I don't think he lost a lot of Zerglings. I think it's more he just didn't rebuild the Zerglings he lost when he was doing his attack.
It's possible. He needed something at that ramp, and this game swinging around like 3 different times in between who's ahead and who's behind. ZVZ, what a crazy matchup. Fun to watch, I guess.
JoakC actually going for a small little roach attack, and SkyHive only with about 19 Zerglings, 3 roaches.
He does have those roaches of his own, so if he gets in good position.
Ooh, and now a couple Zerglings trying to morph into banelings. This is going to be a little bit interesting. The roaches are all focusing on the Zerglings right now. Are these Zerglings going to be able to provide enough extra DPS to defend these roaches? And it does not look like they are going to be able to. And now there are 6 roaches against... Ooh, that 1 baneling against one Zergling. These roaches, JoakC decides not to press the attack.
Yeah, I think SkyHive's in a good position to defend here if he just makes more units. And doesn't
it looks like JoakC has a little bit of a misrally going on right now with his hatchery. And SkyHive repositioning his lone Spinecrawler into a better position. We do have a fight going on in the natural Roach versus Roach Zergling. It looks like JoakC does have the numbers here. And slightly healthier roaches, and the roaches are just fighting, and no, JoakC is being pushed back. And 1 lone roach might get picked off. No, it is going to... Oh, it does get picked off. That curve around that, that AI pathing.
Yep.
So SkyHive is arguably in a little bit better of a position. He has 2 queens to the 1 queen of JoakC right now, so he's going to have the larva lead. Both players are about equal on the worker count right now. SkyHive is a little behind, I believe, but big drone waves coming in for both players.
Yeah, but JoakC does have his lair and roach speed on the way. SkyHive doesn't even have his lair started.
Yeah, we
Uh,
also have
it's-
level 1 missile attack for Joe AKC, but it is going to be countered by SkyHive with the level 1 defense Carapace
and
upgrade and
Burrow on
Burrow.
the way.
And that Burrow can in Roach versus Roach Wars, Burrow, you don't understand how positive Burrow can actually help you out. You know, you just burrow a roach, unburrow him, or burrow it, let it regain some health, unburrow it, and it can throw off the AI attack. It's almost like bringing it out of range and back in. You know,
Yeah, it's very interesting.
it can do
It's a good
lot
choice
to
here. I think it's a great choice for him. Um, let's see.
Joe
It's
AKC is
it's
still
so hard to
posturing.
call this game. It's so hard because SkyHive did have that natural up for longer, but it wasn't saturated at all.
I think I would put SkyHive a little bit ahead right now. Joe AKC is being very aggressive. He's been building a lot of roaches versus drones, and I believe SkyHive is actually taking the drone. No, maybe not. I don't know.
I think
It's
I,
ZVZ.
I think Joe KSC is a little bit ahead here actually with that upgrade.
If
His second Evo chamber is just finished. He had the lair for much longer, so he has that roach speed.
And Carapace is being now upgraded for Joe AKC, but it's going to be 1-1 is going to finish about the same time because SkyHive immediately started missile level 1.
And Hydroden on the way here for SkyHive, so he's going to transition to Roach Hydra. Looks like Joey KC just tends to stick with Roaches with heavy upgrades.
But
So that's not a bad choice.
he is building his third, and if he can get that third up and saturated, he will be light years ahead of SkyHive with the extra base income.
Yeah, for sure.
And really, right now, SkyHive doesn't have any real scouting. He has that one Overlord, but it's not in position to see the hatchery right now. He's not going to see that hatchery until it is completed. Versus, you know, Joe AKC has pretty decent coverage with his Overlords just sitting around SkyHive's base.
Yeah, I got to say that Overlord positioning by SkyHive has got to be like the worst positioned Overlord. It doesn't see anything at all. It's missing the stair. It's going to see the creep eventually, but not for anything, you know, relatively soon. It doesn't. I don't think it sees even this Baneling Nest. He has seen. Oh, he does see the Baneling Nest. Okay, so at least he gets that. But I mean, he needs to just reposition this Overlord.
It actually looks like SkyHive knows about these Overlords and is going on a Overlord sniping party with some of these Hydralisks.
That's a good move. I like that a lot. Something I do. You know, sometimes I just make like a Viking or something like that just to snipe these Overlords because the map vision of the Zerg is very important. But he did reveal his Hydralisk with that, so that could be play.
True. 200 free minerals and 2 drones lost. They're not drones, larva lost by Joe AKC, and he is actually supply blocked, making 4 Overlords right now, though, to unsupply block himself. And Joe AKC slowly pulling forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give the lead right now to Joey KC with this third hatch up, as well as a 20 supply lead. Yeah, 20 supply lead. I think he's looking ahead.
The only question is, will SkyHive's Hydralisks be enough added DPS? I should note that these matches were played last week. We are casting from replay, as you can clearly see by the replay timer in the corner here. And honestly, right now, I'm going to say next fight wins. I don't think this goes to a remax at 200-200. I think it's just going whoever takes the next fight wins. Well, probably.
No, I'm with you on that one for sure. And the SkyHive is taking his third hatch now. A little bit late. Especially if you're going to compare it to Joey KC's on the other side of the map, which is why the info is so important. So you have to know these things.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to, are these Hydralisks from SkyHive going to be enough extra DPS to push the tide towards his favor? Because he is supply blocked. Both these players are floating a little bit of minerals here, so but the supply is just so in favor, 40 in favor of Joey KC now. And here comes the big fight. Pure Roach against Roach Hydra. The Roaches are getting a good concave for Joe AKC, and I just don't see SkyHive coming out of this on top. There are plenty of Roaches in behind Joe AKC, and SkyHive's numbers are falling. He burrows in. If you are burrowing, that is never a good sign. He's trying to pick off some of these lingering Roaches, but he's allowing the rest of the Roaches just to go up into his Natro, and this Natro is going down. That's going to starve him on larva a little bit. All of these roaches that are going to pop out from SkyHive's base are just going to be decimated and destroyed when they pop out, and we can just watch the destruction here. But I don't like to call an early GG, but I think this one's just about in the books now.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call this an early GG at this point. Taking down that natural is pretty big, considering it was one of 2 mining bases out of 3 he has now.
Does Joe actually know about the third? Joe does not know about the third just yet.
I don't think it matters, though.
But, yeah, I'd agree. And
he has 2 overseers just chilling in the middle, like upper middle of the map that I think he meant to bring with his army once he saw the burrow, but he just kind of forgot about them now.
SkyHive trying to do anything he can, and now that Joe has indeed brought his overseer up, just a little bit more of a roach fight on the ramp to the main, but in the end, we do have the GG called by SkyHive. So Lucky13 actually going to take the second game as well, going up 2-0.
And guys, do remember that these games weren't played in any particular order. We just cast them in terms of the level of play. So we start at the bottom and go towards the ace match. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Lucky13 was actually up 2-0 right now. They might have been down, 4-2 at this point. We don't know that.
We do bottom up bronze, the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. Then we do silver, gold, platinum, so on and so forth.